Okay, Tina, so last month you were on Amy Poehler's podcast, and we learned you were a big fan of a local news legend here in New York City. Let's take a look.
The only other television program that truly brings me joy is my weekend local news in the morning.
Wow.
Here's what you get, Amy. You get your news. You get your national news briefly. You get your local news, mostly local, right?
Okay.
Then you get Produce Pete.
I love Produce Pete.
Nice old Italian man comes out, tells you what's in season, what to make with it. Incredible.
Incredible.
And we're so happy he's here with us to share what's in season. Hi, Produce Pete.
Hey, how are you? Hi, nice to meet you. How are you? Good.
Hi,
how are you? Nice to meet you.
You are my Beyonce.
Well, thank you.
I was going to say, Amy, I promised you something really special, and we have delivered.
Well, thank you.
So, I mean, Tina is such a fan of yours.
You know, it's so hard to believe. You know, I come from immigrant people. You know, I had, my father came in from Italy. We had no education, no nothing. And then, you know, I got lucky 35 years ago, and someone was in my store, saw me on, put me on a local show. And then in '92, just before the weekend show aired, I got hired for there. And, you know, I went for an interview. There was 5 guys out of the soap opera reading off a teleprompter, and they hired me. I had no idea why. That was it.
Because you have Riz.
Yeah,
but
we know why.
I mean, and it's been terrific. I mean, I've met, you know, I mean, to have, you know, to be an immigrant son and to be standing here and to be next to, you know, the granddaughter and the daughter of the president of the United States, and next to Amy,
Tina.
you know what I mean?
Tina, it happens all the time.
Tina. So,
I do it too. I'm so tired. Okay, let's get to the fruit and veggies.
Yeah, teach us about this. What's in season?
You said we should start with the broccoli rabe.
Okay.
I love broccoli rabe.
So,
You love broccoli rabe?
do you like rabe?
I love it.
The reason I like the rabe is because my father, God rest his soul, when he was in Italy, he was the 20th of 20 children. There were 17 boys and 3 girls.
Wow.
And all they ever did was eat, rabe, because it was the broccoli rabe grew in the, wild and everything. So we had broccoli rabe for lunch, dinner, and supper. So when he came to the United States, and I'd take him out, and he'd go to a restaurant with me, and they charged him like $20 for a little dish. He'd look at me, Petey. I said, well, that's just what it is. So the new rabe this is what we call Andy Boy. Now, rabe is grown all over the United States, and it's grown all over and in parts of Canada and stuff too. It's more of a fall to spring vegetable, but you'll see it year-round. Now, people always ask me about fluctuating prices. The fluctuating prices means supply and demand.
Okay.
That's really, really simple. So when buying it, what you want to do is you want to make sure that, see these heads here?
Yeah.
They shouldn't be open. They should be nice and closed. You want to look at the shoots here. And like what Mom used to do is, it didn't matter if the shoots were thick or anything, she would take a potato peeler, because we threw nothing out. We didn't have no money.
Yeah.
So, and she would just slice it off there. When you put it in the get it home, you want to put it in the refrigerator, and make sure maybe with a little ice or something. But you know, produce is made to be eaten, not stored.
Yeah, that's right.
So the idea is that's what it is. I like rabe because what happens. We started with this the
you
pie.
made this pie for us.
This is broccoli rabe pie.
This is your wife's recipe, is that right?
Well, it's a recipe from a family member called Chambres, and it was a spinach pie, and they just doctored it up a little bit and made the thing, and what's good is because broccoli rabe is bitter. And the bitterness is good because of the iron in it. So broccoli rabe is bitter. So what you want to do is, sometimes kids don't want it. It's too bitter. Yeah. But when you put it in a pie, they eat it so they get their vegetables.
That's true. I like to hide things in pies. Okay, we don't have much time.
Okay, let's go. So asparagus, we'll do it real quick. Okay, asparagus. Asparagus are what we call harbinger of spring. When I see the daffodils come up, or when I see the, all the stuff come up, you'll see asparagus, one of the first vegetables, along with dandelion. When buying them, you want to look for asparagus, that nice tip on the. You want to make sure it's got a purplish color to it.
Okay, so these are better. These are better than these.
Right. You don't want it to go to seed. And years ago, this is what you did when you broke it off because it was white and woody on the bottom. Mom would keep this for soup, and she would make this for. But right now, they make what they call long green. They're out there. They're available. You'll see them year-round now. And, of course, fluctuating prices basically because very, very hard to to harvest.
Okay.
Very hard to harvest.
Okay, can we have just
and then one? Okay, and then next.
Yeah.
This is we see. In my day, you never saw oranges, mandarins, or anything year round. Right now, you see them year round.
That's
Why?
true.
Because they grow in all parts of the world.
Okay.
So, and when buying an mandarin, heavy for its size, shiny. That's most important. Heavy for its size and shiny. And when you get them home, like I said, they're seedless. Now, different times a year, there's a mixture between the clementine and the mandarin. Then there's a mixture between, a different orange and the thing. So 2 or 3 times a year, you get different ones.
Do you like to buy them in a bag like that, or you prefer?
No, you can buy them loose. But years ago, in my day, these were grass green. They were green in color. And when you cut them in half, that orange inside was really beautiful. But now they've got them here, and they're available mostly in the wintertime, but you'll see them in the springtime, and you'll see them year-round out of California.
Okay.
But they're out there, and hey, what's great? I mean, you buy these, you bring them home, you give them to the kids.
Yeah, kids love them. They love them.
Unbelievable.
Well, Pete, thank you so much.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Are you kidding me?
You made Tina's day.
It's an
listen,
honor to meet you. And
I'll tell you. It's terrific. I mean, when you see a guy like me who came from nothing, and you see what and you get to meet people like you guys and all, and I've met stars and everything, and over at on the Today Show in New York, NBC, and I'm telling you, it's a pleasure. It really is a pleasure.
It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you.
This is delicious. Pete has a new book out. It's called In the Kitchen with Betty and Produce Pete. Be sure to check it out at
Oh yeah, I've got some books for you.
Thank you. /books. And if you're in the New York City area, you can catch Produce Pete every Saturday morning on NBC4 New York.
Well, that's 32 years.
There you go. 32
wow.
years.
A lifetime.